Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick. Today we have set number 40106. This is the Toy Workshop. Contains 107 pieces. And this was only available as a gift with purchase, with qualifying purchases in October 2014. This was the first of two limited edition sets. I think the second one this year was the Christmas tree truck, I think that was this year. I could be wrong though. But the set, contains 107 pieces and 2 minifigures, which is decent for a promotional free set. So, let's take a closer look. Aside from the actual workshop, we get these cute little toys for the elves to be building. We've got 2 that are already wrapped up, just presents, 2x2 and 1x2. These are relatively simple and, kind of commonplace in the Winter Village sets by now, but the other 3 builds are a little bit more unique and interesting. This bulldozer I don't think is the best one that they've done. They did a really good one in a city advent calendar a couple years back. It was a little larger than this though, so for the scale I think that this looks good and it's recognizable. The train, they've done several trains at this point, but always cool to get more in a similar style. This one I don't think is the best looking one, but it's certainly not bad. But my favorite of the 3, special little presents here is this Nutcracker or Toy Soldier. It's a really, really nice, simple, but very effective build. He's got the boots, he's got the pants, he's got the shirt with the hands, you can see his face and his really tall hat. They nailed this with a very minimal amount of pieces, and I think that that is pretty admirable. The actual workshop is a little small, but I think it provides a good backdrop here. You can fit an elf in there pretty, easily. You could easily fit both on this floor space. It'd be a little cramped, but it's definitely doable. I like the addition of this little detail over here. This is a vise or clamp to hold stuff in there so that they can either do some work on it or paint it. We do get a little crate here which has 2 of the tools from one of those standard, more modern tool sets. You got this thing, which I'm not quite sure what it is, as well as one of these little wrench things. The rest of the tools are either in the elf's hands currently, or up on this rack. You've got the wrenches, the little screwdriver, and then in the corner you've got the other kind of wrench, the ratchet wrench, I think. And then you do have the oil can just sitting on the little table here, which, speaking of the table, it's kind of nice. Wraps around the corner there. You do have telescopes used as legs, and you got some paints there, which I think are good. The window can be opened, obviously, and there's a little lantern here. From the outside, this side looks, very similar to the Santa's Workshop set, which this is kind of meant to connect to. Also, this plate for the floor is kind of a rare-ish color for that, so, this would be helpful in expanding the Santa's Workshop. And then this back wall here looks a little bit less than perfect just because of, the kind of mismatched colors, but at least it's completely filled in and doesn't look awful. The roof is the same style as the Santa's Workshop set again, so that's helpful, and it's just hinged into place. But, for a little tiny add-on to that, it's not bad. Eventually I'll do a video where I show this connected with the Santa's Workshop stuff, but I currently have my Winter Village packed up for the season, so when it gets closer to Christmas time you'll see that video. I'll probably do a full Winter Village update if I've gotten the train station by then. So the 2 minifigures here are just kind of standard elves. There's nothing super duper special about these, but they're not super plain either, so they're alright figures. I like the inclusion of the paintbrush. You do actually get an extra part of that in the set because it's small. I think that's cool. It's always nice to have more of that piece. Obviously you've seen their little accessories. You got the drill and the hammer. Those are just kind of standard tool set parts. Their torsos are good. The one on the left here is more common amongst the Winter Village. There's a couple other figures within this sub-theme that have that torso, but this one over here is relatively unique for Winter Village minifigures. The torso originated with the Mine sub-theme in 2012, I believe. I believe that's when it came out. Yeah, 2012. And it looks good. I like that. It works really well for an elf because it's got the belt with the tools in there. I think that's really cool. Their faces are nothing special. The hats are relatively uncommon. They appear in 5 sets total. I believe most of them, actually, it's this set, Santa's Workshop, and the Series 11 Elf, as well as like an education set and one of the employee gift sets. So, it's still not the most common. It felt a little common during this time, but the prints on the backs of their torsos are both pretty good. I really like this torso a lot. I'm glad to get one because I didn't get any of the Mine sets. And her face is actually very interesting. I like the front. That's the same one they use for Nia in some of the 2014 Ninjago sets and 2015. And they use it a lot in City. I thought it was just that super common City face, but it's actually the variant I didn't know existed. It has an alternate expression printed on the back, and it's scared. This appears in 4 sets, including a castle set, for the princess. It appears in the re-release of the Winter Toy Shop, the one that I don't have, and the Toy and Grocery Shop from Creator. So, that's interesting. You learn something new every day, I guess, but it's nice that they included it here. Obviously, the scared expression isn't super. Maybe if she's running behind on making toys, but other than that, it doesn't really have a place here. But I'm glad to get a little more variety amongst my face prints. So overall, I think that this is a cool little promotional set. I think if you got it for free, it is definitely a nice thing to have, especially if you're into the Winter Village and you have the Santa's Workshop. I think this goes great with it. Probably, I haven't done it myself yet, but at the same time, now that it's not a promotional item and you have to spend some money on it, I don't know if it's quite worth the going rate. From what I've seen, these are going for upwards of $20 almost. I managed to pick it up for $15. At that price, I think it's alright. I think you could do better with $15, but if you're into the Winter Village theme and you don't have this, if you can get it for that price, I'd say go for it maybe. It's kind of iffy there, but anything more, I think it's kind of a little bit passable. So, keep that in mind. I do think it's good as a freebie. In fact, I'd say it's great as a freebie. But, if this were, and also I guess if this were $10 ever purchased, it'd be good. But as an aftermarket kind of limited edition collectible item, if you really want it, maybe go out and get it, but maybe look at something else first. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.